Can America be saved from financial, political, and social collapse? I'm going to respond to StormCloudsGathering video. Can America be saved from financial, political, and social collapse? Well, it depends on your definition of America. I separate America from the United States corporation. The empire, the corporatist empire, is something that is not sustainable. It's a system dominated by the Federal Reserve, by corporations that benefit from the Federal Reserve system, corporations that benefit from the wars overseas. It's a corporate empire, essentially. And it's dominated by international bankers. It's dominated by essentially corporations. So can that be saved? No, it's an unsustainable system. Can you have a service economy and expect to have a high enough standard of living to maintain your middle class? Of course you can't. Can you afford to send millions of manufacturing jobs overseas and still think you can win World War III? In my opinion, the reason why the United States won World War II is really because of the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the manufacturing base here in America. Those two oceans protected the manufacturing base and it allowed America to outproduce its enemies. The idea that you're going to be able to pretty much ship your jobs overseas and think that you're going to have a sustainable economy and actually have enough wealth being created in your country to provide health care for your actual citizens is ridiculous. That's, the jobs, that's part of the core problem. And is this sustainable? Of course it's not sustainable. Infinite growth, that idea that, we can just grow and grow forever, that can work. Infinite growth can work. However, the United States does not have the technology for that. You have to be at least a level 1, a type 1 civilization to do that. You have to have at least the ability to harness an actual star. You have to actually harness that type of energy. You have to have the ability to create wormholes and actually go to other parts of the galaxy and actually terraform planets and actually create and actually change this atmosphere, or actually build an atmosphere and have it a planet that people can actually live on, actually infinitely grow by jumping on to other planets. I mean, maybe that could work. We don't have that technology, so infinite growth is ridiculous if you're limited to planet Earth. Okay, if you can't even get out of your solar system, that type of strategy is idiotic. This is not sustainable. Is collapse inevitable? Yes, the financial system is completely ridiculous. The idea that you can gamble and bet on just about every single thing, you can take other people's money and make bets on it. I mean, come on. Derivatives? How many hundreds of trillions of dollars in derivatives? It's a junk system. It cannot work, and it's pretty obvious that it's something that doesn't work for the majority of the people. I mean, can you avoid social collapse when you have a situation in America where Wall Street can play by its own rules and buy off the people in Washington and take the money from the taxpayers and do whatever the hell they want to do with it? Can a political system survive foreign corporations, foreign banks taking money from the Federal Reserve and actually destroying the value of the dollar that Americans work for? Is that sustainable? Of course it's not sustainable. Of course the system is going to collapse. So you're going to see, you are seeing a political system that is corrupt to the core, something that people cannot rely on. It must collapse because people have no incentive to go along with it. And it's all linked to the financial as well. When you see the financial and economic collapse, where people aren't able to get jobs and feed their actual families, and they're so dependent on other systems that they change the way they actually view themselves. They get angry and frustrated. This leads to social collapse. So I'm not saying the world's going to come to an end. I'm not saying it's going to be like Mad Max and Tina Turner at the Thunderdome or anything. I'm just saying the crap that we're doing right now in this country, the way it's structured, the idea that a central bank can make dollars and we're working our ass off, and it just devalues our dollar over and over because you have a government that is consuming more than it's actually producing. Heck, that's what the human race is actually doing. We're consuming things, which is fine, but we're just destroying things and we're not creating it. We're not replenishing anything. This system isn't sustainable. So will there be a collapse? Will there be a... Yes, I do believe that there will be a financial, political, and social collapse. All empires collapse. They get sloppy, they get arrogant, they overexpand, they think they can do more than what they can actually do. They spend more than they actually have. They consume more than they can actually bring in, and then they collapse. There's so many problems. It's so deep in who we are in this country. Like, for example, honor. And when was the last time you actually came across people who actually honor their word? You know, a man should actually honor his word. He says he's going to do something, he should actually do it. But it doesn't mean anything in this country. You're seeing a culture just decay. You know, people striving to be the very lowest common denominator of a thug. You know, you know, and people actually uplift this image. You know, you're seeing a breakdown socially, culturally, politically, financially. I believe that once inflation hits to the point where people cannot afford to take care of themselves, and once the value of their dollar just decreases so much that their quality of life just tanks, people will lose the incentive to go along with all these different systems, the political systems. They'll lose the incentive to go along with the game. They'll realize that, you know, this is all just one big casino for the people on Wall Street, and, you know, the house always wins. And you're not the damn house. So, you know, I hope we can find a solution in building a new system. What I think is going to have to happen is this system is going to have to collapse, and we're going to have to rebuild. Now, you guys tell me what you think. Somebody asked me a question. He said that, well, you know, I have to sell my guns. I have a Ruger 1022. I have a Mossberg 500. I have a Wasser AK-47, SKS. I'm a Glock 17. Which two should I keep? First of all, I wouldn't recommend selling guns at all because, you know, you never know. Most people actually regret it. Most people I know. If you're in a rural area and you absolutely had to sell, I would keep the Ruger 1022 because you can hunt small game. This wouldn't be much of an advantage in an urban environment. And I would also keep the Mossberg 500 for home defense and self-defense. If I was in an urban environment, I would carry the Glock 17 for concealed carry reasons because you're in an urban environment. I would also keep the Mossberg 500 because you also hunt, you know, if you have to, and you can also use it for self-defense. Again, if you're in a suburban environment, I would consider the Mossberg 500 for self-defense, and you can also keep it for hunting as well. And maybe I would consider, I don't know, maybe a Wasser. I'm not really sure. It's a tough question. What do you guys think? Anyway, guys, if you had to choose two of those guns, which ones would you keep? Guys, thanks for listening. Don't forget the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Bye.